Yes! Hello today. Look, we got Zenkai Awakening, Super Saiyan 4 Monke. We are returning to Monke today. We've got Goku. It's Goku Simulator, of course. Of course. Anyways, GT mains rejoice. Is this worth it if you're a GT main? Yes. I don't know how to make it any more simple. Between him and him, you should have both of them on your team. They just make sense in like the scope of GT. You should get them both. I'm not gonna lie. This is really good. And then if you have access, if you can, like, you know, is he gone? He might be gone, the green one. So if you didn't get the green Android 17, as long as you have these two, you at least have a start. You have a base for your team, and he will come back. Unless they bring out another GT green unit that's even better than Super 17. But regardless, how good is Super Saiyan 4 Monke Goku actually? All right, so let's take a look. So if we go into him, one thing we got to note is, let's just go over the stats real quick. So we get about almost 40k in terms of buffs for strike attack. For blast attack, it's about 30. Yeah, it's roughly 30k, give or take. For defense, we're looking at almost, it's like 22k, roughly, give or take. And then as for the critical and all that other stuff, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, so this guy is already getting buffed just because of the Zenkai, obviously. But then if we go to the arts cards, we get an overwhelmingly buffed up arts costs of a total of cost -1 for your strike. That's like such good value. No, but like in all seriousness, this is normal for all Zenkais. You tend to get better card quality, even if it's only by 1. Just because that's just how they generally do it. It's kind of the incentive to go into a Zenkai in the first place. So the strike is, I believe, the same. The only difference is obviously you can increase the level to 10, but otherwise it's the same thing. There's a 10% even in the original version with the 15 timer count. They didn't really do much to elevate him in terms of his original passives. They've just elevated him in other areas. Again, with Blast, just cost down by 1, so instead of 29 being 28. In terms of the 10 times Kamehameha wave, it's the same thing. Like, literally everything's the same. The only difference is, again, the cost is 49 instead of 50. So that's nice. It's good card quality. It does stack over time, especially if we're cluing in with the green card, since this is a cost of 3, -3. So it used to be 14, now it's 11. And they did add something to this, which is nice. I do appreciate it. So the original card gave you 20% damage for 20 timer counts. And then it also gave you the abnormal conditions. The downgrade, like, nullifies own attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions for 20 timer counts. But what they've added this time is they've also increases your own arts card draw speed by 1 level for 10 timer counts, which is stackable. I don't really strongly suggest it, because you can't really stack the last one, which kind of matters maybe a little bit more. So, I mean, it's there if you want it, but otherwise you don't have to do it. It's just nice that you can, so you can do double card draw speed for that, like, 9-8-ish timer counts that you do this. Or alternatively, you can just do this near its end to just keep it up for 1 second, and then after that, go back down to regular card draw speed of extra +1. Enough about that. And then finally, we have our ult. This is also a card quality cost reduction by 1, so instead of 20, it's now 19. It deals massive impact damage, so it's just like the other one, and nothing has changed. It is the same card, just the only difference is, again, the level. Instead of 2, it's now 5. Cool. So let's actually discuss the ability. Let's do the main ability. So the only legitimate change here is the final thing in this. So he always got the ult, he always got the key restoration, he always got the increase in damage. What he gets now, which is different, is that for the next 30 timer counts after you activate this, you kill anything that would normally revive from death, except for the ones that revive from death through kits. So, like, if it's like a transformation revival, so like Cell or the revival Goku, those ones you cannot kill off with this. Sadly, there's just no way to kill those off. Maybe in the future we'll get something like that, but right now, that would just kind of undermine those characters, so they don't do that. But anyone like LF Gohan or Sin Shenron, if they get hit by him in the 30-second timer counts that this guy has activated this, they're dead. That's it. Goodbye. So yeah, you can definitely steal a lot of games through this. And this includes if you use any card arts or mechanics like the Rising Rush. So if you've clicked the main ability, then you go for the Rising Rush, they're dead. That's done. So it's nice. It's nice that it is there. All right. Yeah, so then let's move on to the Z ability. So the Z ability is the same. It will always be the same. And then the Zenkai ability. So the Zenkai ability is interesting because it does buff GT, which is good. It's a good move on their part because we really want the tag to focus on its own tag. Definitely would it have been better if it was on Sunfam, for sure. But I think that they were actively aware of the fact that this guy is a Sun Family unit too, and was like, how can we deter Sun Family users from using him? Not let him buff the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Smart move, actually. Smart move, because that would definitely push things a little too far sometimes. And especially when we go down to the actual main abilities, you'll see what I mean. All right, so we go to I'm Stronger Now. Nothing has actually changed. It's all the same. Actually, it's like legitimately all the same. There is nothing that has changed here, so good enough. All right, so let's go to You Can't Win Against Me. Let's see if anything changed. And yes, there are some things that have changed. It's the secondary effect. So the first effect is the same thing. Nothing has changed. It's the secondary. So first up, it's 15 counts. It used to be 20 counts. The rest is still the same, though. And then instead of 40 counts, it is now 30 counts, and the rest is the same. So they've just they increased the quality of this skill, essentially, just by 5 timer counts or by 10. So you get, after 15 counts, better card quality for your strike. And then after 30 counts, better damage quality. This is good. I love it. It's good enough. It's a good thing that they balanced. Now let's go over what is actually new for him. So we got Warrior of Love, Pride, and Courage. So he gains the buff effect, nullifies enemy special actions that activate when changing cover. For 15 timer counts when this character enters the battlefield. Activates twice. This effect is good. I like it. It's simple. It's solid. There is nothing wrong with it. Now, does this mean he's going to be an over-the-top unit? No, but he is definitely going to be putting in work for GT because this skill alone, just this skill alone, is fantastic. This is exactly what GT needs. This is exactly what a lot of teams need because there's so much cover change right now. It's actually infested with cover change. I can't remember the last time I've played a team that doesn't have a cover change unit. And for good reason. Cover change units are just that solid. So like the ability to break those make it really nice. Now, obviously, if you're up against someone like Vados, then in that case, you're not affecting her in the same way, and she won't care. She'll just try to break your cards. So characters that break cards will be even more valuable now more so than ever as a result of this skill and the amount of units that can just break cover changes in the first place. So yeah, this is definitely going to push him in a very good direction. And so far, everything he's offered means that you could potentially put him in a Sun Family team and get away with it. But then we get to Scarlet Force. And this only applies to GT units. This is their way of saying, no Sun Family, do not use this unit. And that's not going to really stop everyone, because I'm sure some people are going to try him out in Sun Family to give him to just try him out, see where they can do it. They might only get him to Z3. They might get him to Z7 just for the overall stat boosts and then just, live with it. Some might just go to Z3 and just see how he works off in Sun Family. But overall, let's see what it does. So it applies the following effects to allied GT characters when he is switched to standby. So first up, he increases their damage, and then he also increases their key recovery. This is pretty good. You don't need much more to make him a solid unit. So what I would definitely say is that overall, he is a solid unit. I can definitely see him at least being tier 1. And if we were to look at his overall stats, yeah, so his stats are good. They're agreeable with me. He's definitely a balanced character, but this is exactly what GT needed to be put on the map. The fact that Super 17 exists, along with this Goku and the Vegeta, just really makes it very evident that they are putting in the effort to try to make GT a fleshed out and solid team, especially after neglecting them for so long. So if you're a Sun family main, I would maybe not go for him. Maybe yes. I mean, it's really up to you. You got to make your own calls. You know, you got to decide for yourself. Is it actually worth it? I personally am still on the fence about it, but I do want to try him out at least at Z3, just to see and see from there. But overall, I do believe that he definitely has his niche applications in Sun Fam. It's just that you would have to be a little bit of a mad lad and really, really understand what you're doing when you're playing. So you got little room for errors as a result. And then there's also the whole fact of if you do play him instead of the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, then you are actively choosing to run a unit that, in all purposes, isn't as good, just because he has clearly been balanced, whereas the Super Saiyan 3 Goku was, well, I wouldn't call him balanced. I would just call him more balanced than 18. So yeah, you gotta really weigh it out. But if you're a GT main, this is a must. This is a must. The Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, they're just absolute musts. And I strongly suggest you go for them. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't hesitate to tickle the like button if you haven't already, subscribe, and click the bell for more notificaciones so you never miss another video. Have yourselves a salty a day, and I will see you in the next video.
Mana mana, bum bum bum, bum bum bum, blam blam, Saitama!